How you guys doing? Welcome today. Good morning to you, as my cat wants to say good morning to everybody as well. That's a good kitty. Today is 11/14/2021. Welcome to the Swingcast. We're talking about 8 stocks today. I think you should watch this into this week. Now, we're talking mainly about technical analysis. That's going to be our support, resistance, trend lines, patterns, EMA lines, volume profile, RSI, stochastic, and of course a vortex indicator. All these things, as my cat hits my hand, I guess we'll zoom in. All these things lead to my trading plan when it comes to technical analysis. Now, technical analysis is only about 1/8 of what I'd focus on when it comes to actually entering a stock and trading. When a lot of folks on YouTube talk about, they're talking about a system that they teach you can change. That's fine. There's a lot of great systems and a lot of great different market scenarios. I like to focus on the structure. These are things I cannot change. Now, my cat has destroyed my Lego structure, so I gotta rebuild that because I like to knock it off of things. But when it comes to actually entering a stock, today's technical analysis is a part of this, but I usually focus on risk management, technical, mental, fundamental analysis, writing an actual trading plan, market or macro markets as well, and then of course consistency. All these things lead to us having a really good trading system, really good trading structure, and being successful. If you enjoy what I do, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I do appreciate that very much. Otherwise, I want to get right into this video and not take too much time. We are rebranding. It's almost my 1-year anniversary. So one last thing to mention is that on the 19th will be my 1-year anniversary being on YouTube and starting this whole entire journey. In the comments down below, this would be a lot of fun. In the comments down below, comment a question you want to have answered for our 1-year anniversary episode. It could be about me personally and my life, like what's my favorite music, favorite color, favorite food, where I buy my dumb t-shirts at, do I wear pants when I record because you can't see them, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Whatever it is, right? You can ask me any kind of question you want. Comment down below any questions you want to have answered, as serious as they are, as unserious as they are. It's totally fine with me. But go ahead, ask some questions. With that being said, let's get into it. So first is ACCD. If you are new to this channel, the charting may be a bit confusing. Let's go over that real quick. Our support line is this thick white one with 2 C's, big old thicky boy. Our resistance is going to be this orange one right here as well. Our trend lines are going to be golden and orange as well. This one doesn't have any, but you'll see that in our next slide, I think. The next one, the next two will definitely have trend lines. These 2 white dotted lines right here is where 70% of volume happens in these 2 spots. This comes from volume profile. This is the POC. It's gravitational, and it is the highest volume node from volume profile. I don't have 45 minutes to cover volume profile right now. I do apologize. But click right here. You can watch a 45-minute lesson. I think it's really going to benefit for you. It'll be great. Go ahead and check that out for sure. ACCD is a great horizontal play. Now, again, it's a newer IPO. Only been around about 1.5 years right now. Nothing too crazy. But look at this area is super pivotal. It hits off this $37 and $35 range. It balances plenty, which you love to see. Does my cat touch stuff again? Distracting me? It's okay. Anywhere below the volume profile line to me is a good value for a support play. We're getting some life here. I don't like catching falling knives. The one thing I would be concerned with is that the reversal time may be too long. If you see it starting to consolidate like this, I would get a bit nervous because a lot of these reversals are pretty quick. So again, I wouldn't be upset if it takes 4 or 5 days. But if it does take, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days to reverse, I would be kind of concerned just because we see bears buying or selling off and bulls having no momentum. But if bulls do go up here and does make a big move, we should be good to go. Great risk versus reward. Again, risking 4 or 5% to make at least 12 here. I love what I see. Let's check the indicators. What's so cool about this channel is I actually don't scan with or chart with indicators on. Indicators show you 4 things: trend, momentum, volume, and volatility. That's it. Either helps you enter, or helps you decide when to enter a stock, whether it's off a value, a crossover, scaling in, whatever it is. So a lot of beginner traders like to lend too much of their time into indicators. The indicators are the icing, the technical analysis is the cake. So if you are a new trader, you're more green, this is going to show you what a veteran sees with stocks. Let's check it out. So what's great about ACCD is that the 10 crosses are beautiful. That's the blue line. Every time you cross the blue, 9 out of 10 times, your worst case is in fact breaking even. Now you got like some over here, this is kind of choppy over here. But at this value, when you cross the 10, you're good to go. Usually I wouldn't wait for it, but it's only 2 or 3% away. You can do that. That's great. And of course, a 50 cross needs to happen as well here. 30, RSI is great. This is a great stochastic value as well at -40. Bulls low, bears high. ACCD has everything you want to see in the stock. It's great looking. I love what I see. I'll definitely watch this into this week. Great horizontal play, low risk, low reward. Or low risk, high reward. I love what I see. I do apologize for my little bit of a runny nose there. That's what cats do with their dander, and also in the southeast, it's still pollen time. It's pretty trash. Next is CMS Energy. I love this kind of play right here. Great higher highs, great higher lows across the board. As we can see, it's had a really good uptrend over the last few years here. And again, this is not a perfect trend line. It's really hard to find where it may drop down to. Sure, if you're going off this kind of area, it may dip just a little bit lower here. But this support spot is absolutely rock solid right here. Holding beautifully, and again, some nice lower highs, some nice higher lows into a horizontal wedge. Great support play, low risk. I mean, again, it breaks down 2 or 3%. You can just get out. A full move is going to be about 6 to 7%. So again, 3 to 1 here. And again, you're not going to be able to decide how much reward you're going to get in every single play. Not every play you enter should be a home run. It's like being a surfer, as we've talked about with my doofy, stupid shirt here. Sometimes the waves give you 30, 40% runners. Sometimes they give you 6. You don't get to decide the weather. You don't get to decide how good the waves are. And it's a great case of that. You'll take what you're given. And again, risk versus rewards are as our foundation. We have that here for sure. CMS is a really good looking play here. My cat keeps touching the keyboard. Really good looking play here. I love the support line. Love this trend line. Let's check the indicators. If the 200 EMA line in the middle, it's not. The 50 is. Again, the 200, you want in the middle of the wedge here, but that's a bit high. So that's going to kind of deteriorate and take away from our wedge idea. But the 50 and 10 in the middle does strengthen the idea that we have a wedge here because it's consolidating sideways. The POCs right here holding us well. Looks pretty good. A 10 cross is fine. Looks pretty good. A 50 cross is even better. 200 is even better. So again, you're in the range here of crossing all three fairly soon here, which I do like. The RSI is at 45. That makes sense. It's fair because we're going sideways and consolidating. So again, fair price makes sense. Stochastic is low. I like that a lot. And again, I don't really see a massive divergence. You got a small one here. If it decides to hold, that will be one that comes through. But again, you can't be preemptive. If it does dip farther, it breaks that bullish divergence. But again, negative 65 is a good value. Bulls just crossed under. That's fine. It's consolidating. If the bulls do hit 90, maybe 86 in this area, that's going to be where bottom's out at. And bears are pretty high here as well. CMS is a really good consolidation play. I have no idea which way it's going to go. No one ever does. Unless you're insider trading, you're a politician. You got no idea which way it's going to go. So it could break out up or break out down. So make sure you have a stop loss. But CMS in this week makes a whole lot of sense to watch list. Next is CRCT, a nice falling little channel here. All right, this is a nice little resistance trend line that does break through action, but again, it's at the same exact angle as this one, which does give it some validity here. We can see again, it's a newer IPO. It just started. I think it's over $1 billion already, though, which is pretty good. Its first earning call, obvious overreaction. Its second one over here, obvious overreaction over here. Obvious overreaction, almost 25% down. Right into value. Look how it reverses. It takes its time. Little bowl shape. It takes its time. Little baby bowl shape. Same exact thing here. We're seeing more green than red. That's a great sign. And again, the risk is probably at 7%. If I could add this right. Yeah, about 7.5%. But a full move is still 21%. Still 3 to 1. I wouldn't risk 7% myself. Maybe 4 or 5 for this one. But I love the support play. I love the POCs gravitational above us, where the bottom involve volume and support. It's all just a really good level of support here. Let's check the indicators for CRCT together. 10 crosses are gorgeous. This is gorgeous. That's almost perfect. See that? How if you would have held, above the 10. That's perfect right there. That's a great sign. It's above the 10, keeps holding until it breaks under, and it's time to sell. 10 over here, great crossover. It holds, keeps going. I love the 10 cross, and again, we're right there tomorrow if we break over 2%. It holds. You can definitely go along with very little risk there. I love that a lot. RSI is at 35, not bad at all. Stochastic, no divergences. But again, negative 24 is a good value. Bulls are low, bears are high. CRCT is every box checked again. I mean, again, in a perfect bull market, which we are in, you want the 200 below you and supporting you. But again, the EMA lines are just an indicator. Fantastic looking technical analysis. I love what I see. CRCT, I definitely watch list. Next is LDOS. This is one of the most legendary horizontal triangles I've seen in a fat minute. You may be thinking, why aren't you starting from over here? Let's go to a year. Well, why aren't you over here? Why is it so thick? Well, you'll see why. Thick. This is a gorgeous uptrend. Absolutely rock solid. The resistance trend's also absolutely rock solid. We can see right here clearly, if I were to zoom over just a little bit, an absolute stunning horizontal triangle here, making a great consolidation. But again, this is what? Still only risking 2% or so. A full move is about 12. So again, it's still 6 to 1 risk versus reward. You're not going to be breaking the bank or calling your, broker and being like, I'm now rich, woo, with 12% gains. But again, $93 to $106, that's still $13 gained. If you were to get $13 for every 96 that you had, you should have a lot of money, right? This is a really good looking play here still. Again, low risk, high reward. I love that. POC is right in the middle. Great consolidation. Sure, it may take 2-3 months to make a full move, which isn't the greatest thing of all time, but you want consistent games. LDOS makes a whole lot of sense here. Let's check the indicators together. A 10 cross is fine. It's not the most clean thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I mean, it does break down quite a few times in uptrends, but that 50 is really nice. Once you go over the 50, see this bounces off the 50 right here. You get above the 50, it's pretty clean. So waiting for that's probably not the best idea because you're giving up almost, 3%? Yeah, and that would give you about 5 to, they give you only a 2-to-1 ratio. Not the best, but again, if you do cross the 50 off value and you buy into this value down here and you cross that 50, it's a great sign of confirmation. And of course, over the 200, that's going to be your best support and your best resistance. You get over that, it's off to the races. It was just under 30. I love that. It's only 2% higher, so 39. Good value. Stochastic's a bit high. But again, we break that 10, retest, and keep going. That makes a whole lot of sense. No bearish divergence, no bullish. It's just a fine value here. Bulls are low, bears are high. Yes, this may take you 2-3 months to hit 10, 12%. And for some of y'all, you can make that or lose that on a single trade your whole entire portfolio. I know that happens. But LDOS, very low risk, very high reward for what it is. I love what I see. I've definitely watch listed. Next is MGM. I called MGM somewhere over here or somewhere over here. I forget. It's off the support play. It's done beautifully since. And we have another great trend here. I know MGM has been going up for a very long time. Right. It may take years. It may take years. It has years of consolidation. Right. These things take a very long time with blue chips. Right. They have a lot of earnings and a lot of, the dividends coming out. Not the greatest of all time. Right. But again, it's been moving up nicely. This is a nice little swing trade. If it breaks down here, well, you get out, you buy towards 38, you buy towards 40, right? It breaks down here, you're risking, 2 or 3? Yeah, 3.7, 3.6%. It breaks down, you go towards $37, $36, and have a very great support play. But this trend line is beautiful. It's not very steep at all. Only up 23% in 4 to 5 months, not bad at all. One thing to note is that this is a broadening wedge pattern. As you can see, that's significant because it means that a new pattern will form eventually. The reasoning is, when you have a pattern like this, you're either going to hug the support line or hug the resistance trend line. So you're either going to be over here going boop, 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 boop off this area and never hitting this resistance again, or you're going to go boop, 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 boop and hit this resistance trend line and never hit the supporting trend line again. So there will be a new pattern forming soon. It could be horizontal, it could be descending, it could be ascending. We don't know quite yet, but this is a great value nonetheless, with all resistances becoming a support with the trend line. I love what I see. Post-earnings overreaction as well. Let's check the indicators. Under the 200, is a good value. And again, you may want to be thinking a 10 cross works as well. So again, this is a 10 cross coming in soon. Maybe you lose 2% of profit, but 10 cross is fine. 200 is a good value. Waiting for either is fine. If your idea of value is closer to like 43, I wouldn't be mad at you as well. So again, waiting for value is fine. Waiting for crossover, both work just fine here. 33 is a great RSI. It was at negative 80. Now it's at negative 55. Still a good value down here. And then bulls are low, bears are high. MGM, I think in the next 5 to 10 years, if you were to buy now, would not be upset at all. But for a swing trade, you get all the TA you need right there. Great support levels. Of course, you want to see a 200 EMA cross back over and get that in our favor. But right here for value, MGM makes a whole lot of sense if you think this uptrend will continue. Next is NCNO. NCNO, what's great is this nice uptrend here. We can see it's a newer IPO, but this support level is absolutely legendary, right? It hits this spot and almost always holds. So if you lose the support line, which is only 2% away, you lose this, you just get out, right? Because anything in this area is not very promising. You're going to be seeing $62, $61 fairly quick there. So as you can see, a lot of wicking happening here, a lot of quick moves. There's not a lot of volume in this area. If you do dip, it's going to dip hard. So make sure you guys have a stop loss and be safe with this play. But again, a full move here to where it used to be 10%, risking about 2, 5 to 1 odds. Great trend up. It's important to note 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, and it survived. Any one of you idiots, any one of me idiots, can draw a trend line from point A to point B. That's not impressive. But a stock that has point A, B, in this case C to D, E, F, is much more conducive and coherent. It makes a lot more sense for it being a trend line compared to just being arbitrary. So this has 3 hits. I like that a lot more than just 2 hits. That's what I'm trying to get at. So great trend up here. No real pattern. Maybe a horizontal channel forming here. But again, a really good value nonetheless. NCNO's indicators, let's check together. The 200 bounce. The 200 is a very strong support and resistance. As we can see, it's right there again. Waiting for a 200 cross makes a lot of sense. Even a 10 cross is fine. But giving us, that's a great 10 cross right there. Gorgeous. That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Waiting for a 10 or 200 makes a whole lot of sense here. But again, we do have value. I think right here, you can go either way. 33 is a great value. Negative 70 is a great value. This stochastic is bottoming out. This vortex is bottoming out as well. Bears have never been higher. I love that as well. NCNO, the bears of selling are getting exhausted. Bulls have to step in eventually. Now again, it may just have a small bounce and then go down to $62 or $61. But NCNO into this week, if it is bullish, if the markets look good, is a great watch list item. I love what I see. Next is NYMT. I've called it multiple times because this support is just absolutely a tank. Now again, historically, this stock just consolidates beautifully, right? This is the same exact action we're seeing right now, just $5 to about $6. And now instead it's going from 420 to 570, right? It just goes from here to 460, here to 460. Now again, it's a smaller channel right now of 3% moves, but again, you can get in here at 426 and then just sell at 436. You made 10 cents doing almost nothing on $4. That's plenty of leverage you can use in your advantage. An obvious earnings overreaction. Volume profile line's a great support. This is a great technical support. Anywhere down here is a very fine purchase. Sure, you can rinse, wash, repeat for 2% every single other day at this point, but a full move is still 8%, 4 to 1 odds. I mean, you're risking what? Less than 1%? Yeah, it's literally 8 to 1 odds. It breaks down, whatever, 7 to 1. I love what I see. Easy support play, no real trend lines, but again, what more do you want for a support play? It's going to move quickly. Gotta be quick on the trigger, though. When it comes to indicators, the 200 cross is best. As you can see, it's a very strong resistance, and then it becomes a very strong support. And again, a 10 cross is fine, but the 10 and 50 here are fairly useless. So again, a 200 cross is all you're looking for day trading. Otherwise, down here, you're buying into value. RSI, it's low. Stochastic, it's low. Bulls are low. Bears are high. Everything's in your favor. It looks really good here. I don't know exactly what they do. I gotta do the extra part DD before I do my newsletter, but it looks pretty good here. I think it's really good support, really good resistance, very easy support play. What more do you want? NYMT, I'd watch list. Last is PSNL. I'm very partial to this play because for the longest time in November, this was an absolute tank of a trend line. It would just bounce here consistently, continuously, and then we went kerchoo to the moon. So I've been very, very loving with PSNL, SURF, and UPLD November and December. So me, myself, I also have some bias and emotion, but I just love this play. Down here, great support spot, great resistance spot, great horizontal wedge forming. It's showing life right here. We do want to see a full move, 14-15%. If it breaks down 3, it's 5 to 1. You want to wait for the support play until it keeps dropping off and you get that support spot 17.30. You're risking almost nothing to make 10-15% pretty quickly. So I think if you want to go for the support play, you don't want to catch a falling knife, which I don't ever advise, in my own opinion. 18 bucks is fine, but of course 17.30 is better, even 16.60 is better. But what a great horizontal wedge. If this does hold tomorrow and does a crossover maybe, could be a great play. Let's check the indicators. I'm sure the 10's close. Yeah, 10 crosses are pretty great. They're really consistent. And if you do get 10 cross tomorrow of 2%, yeah, you're going to go, instead of going for, 12 to 15%, you're going to be going for closer to 14, 15% with like a 3 to 4 to 1 odds here. So not terrible at all. And again, that support play is better, but this trend here looks really good for a 10 cross. I love what I see. RSI, it's low. Stochastic's low. Bulls are low. Bears are high. It checks every box. And again, if you want to go for a support play, you got to try and aim closer to 15 bucks. Or sorry, 16.50 here. But again, a super great play nonetheless. PSNL, I'd watch list it. There you guys go. Have a good rest of your guys' week. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another watch list. Again, in the description box down below, comment some questions for me you want to have answered. It'll be our 1-year anniversary in 11/19. I do appreciate the support from then till now. Over 7,000 subs of me just being goofy, making great content, I guess. I do appreciate it. Have a good rest of your guys' week. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.